Hi everyone, my name is Akorede Adenike. If you are new to my channel, you are highly welcome. Consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. If you are my old subscribers, I really appreciate you for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much. In this tutorial today, I'm going to be teaching you how to draft out sweetheart boat neck with keyhole. Here is it. I have my paper already on the table and I have already draw out all the lines I'm going to be needing for this tutorial. So this is my shoulder line, my chest line, my bust point line, my under bust line, and my waist line. So here is my armhole line. To get that, you just have to divide your back into two and place the half of it on this shoulder line and as well on this chest line. So I connected it to form a straight line like this. So to start with now, I'm going to measure out my neck width. From my center front here, I'm going to measure 4 inches or 4.5 inches. Since I'm drawing out both neckline. So for my neck depth, I'm going to be measuring 3.5 or 4 inches for my neck depth. Let me use 3.5 for it. So I'm going to connect it just like this with the curved side of my ruler, just like this. Here is my neck line for both neckline. So my shoulder slant, I'm going to come down from my shoulder line by 1 inch and I'm going to connect it slantly like this. So to create my front armhole, I'm going to measure what I have here. What remains here is now 7 inches divided by 2 give me 3.5. Just find the middle of what you have here. So from there now, I'm going to come in by 0.75, which is here now. And I'm going to connect slantly from my shoulder slant, just like this. I'm going to finish it up with the curved side of my ruler, just like this. So for my princess dart now, I'm going to measure out my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5, because my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches. Remember, I'm not adding any seam allowance to my pattern drafting. So I'll just measure out half of my nipple to nipple measurement from my center front here, which is 3.5 on my waistline too. So I'm going to connect it to form a straight line from my chest line, just like this. So having done that, I'm going to place the quarter of my bust on my chest line. My bust is 38 inches divided by 4 is 9.5 inches, which is here. So I'm going to measure what I have from this point now till this point for me to divide it into 2, just for me to find the middle of it. So I have 8.5. I'll just fold my tape measure into 2 for me to get it easily. So I'll place it like this to find the middle of it. So that's where I'm going to create my princess darts. And from this point now, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So I'll now connect it to my bust point, just like this. The 2 points, I'm going to connect it to my bust point. If your bust is more than 38 inches, just come up by 1 inch from your bust point before connecting to these 2 points. That's just it. And to create my bust here, I'll just come down from my bust point here now. I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So on my on my under bust line, on this side, I'm going to come in by 1.5. If your bust is more than 38, you can use 2 inches. But don't let it exceed 2 inches, please. So on this side, I'm going to come in by ½ inch. On my waistline, on this side, I'm coming in by 1 inch, and on this side, I'm coming in by ½ inch. So I'm going to connect the points now, from here to here, from my under bust to my waistline. I'm going to use the curved side of my ruler to connect from this point to this place. Just like this. This side too, I'm going to use the curved side of my ruler to connect it to my underbust line, just like this. So make sure you blend all the sharp edges. So I'm making sure I'm blending all the sharp edges for me not to have any problem while sewing. So that's just it for that. So I'm going to cut out this 1 inch now. So I'm going to replace it. Just measure from this point upward, measure 1 inch upward and roll it out for me to create another armhole for this side, for me not to be short of fabric while sewing. So now to create that sweetheart neckline with keyhole, now from my chest line I'm going to come up by 1 inch. If you like, you can leave yours like this. So it depends on how deeper you want your sweetheart neckline to be. So I'm coming up by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect it to this point, this first point, with the curved side of my ruler, just to form that sweetheart neckline. Hope you can see it very well. Here is it now. And to create that keyhole now, from this neckline I'm going to come down by 1 inch. If you like, you can make yours ½ inch, depends on how you want it. So I'm going to connect this one to this second point now, just for it to lap it. I'm using the curved side of my ruler as well for that too. So I'll just connect it like this. That's just it. So I'll now trace these out now. Let me use my red pen to see where I'm tracing out before cutting my. So this is where I'm tracing out now. I hope you can see it very well. My shoulder slants. I'm tracing it out on another pattern paper. So this is where what I'm tracing out now, and here too. Now I'm done tracing it out. As you can see, this is what I have. So here is it, this upper part, which is the yoke. I'm done tracing it out, as you can see. So I'm going to put it aside and place on my vertical measurement. On my chest line, I'm going to input quarter of my bust, which is 9.5, because my bust is 38 inches. So it's here. So what I'm going to cut out here, because I'm going to cut this place off. Let me use my red pen to show you where I'm cutting off. So I'm going to cut this place off. So I'll measure what I have there that I'm cutting out and replace it at the side here. So what I'm cutting out from here now is ½ inch. I'm going to add 1 inch to it because I'm using that 1 inch to join it back. That is going to give me 11 inches. If I add that 1 inch to my 9.5 that I've already measured out, that is 11 inches, which is here. So on my waistline, I'm going to input quarter of my waist. My waist is 34 inches divided by 4 will give me 8.5, which is here. So I'm cutting out 1.5 from here. I'm using 1 inch to join it back. That will give me 2.5. So I'm going to add that 2.5 to it. That will give me 11 inches. So, and I'm going to connect it together just like this. Remember, I'm not adding any seam allowance to my pattern drafting. If I want to transfer it to my fabric, I'm going to add all the necessary allowances to it. So I will now cut my pattern out now. Side. So this is my center front. So cutting the new armhole here. Make sure you get your measurements right, please. So I'm cutting this sweetheart neck for this center front. So we are no more using this again. So guys, let me show you how it's going to be. This is my side, my center front. It's just going to be like this. So, and I'm going to put this one on top it like this. Just make sure it's lap this place, just like this. So just lap like this. As you can see, here is it. Let me use sellotape to hold the shoulder too, for you to see how it's going to look like. So here is it, guys. This is my side. I'm needing 2 pieces of it. This is my center front. I'm going to cut it on fold, and this is the yoke, which I'm going to cut on fold as well. So guys, this is all for today. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel to support my channel. If you have any question pertaining to cutting and sewing, you can join me on my Facebook group, Details to Sewing, created by Akorede Adenike. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Akorede Adenike. Please show some love by liking and following my page on Facebook at Akorede Adenike Sewing Tutorial. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye bye.